Hey there, how are you doing team? Nokia Powers are here and we welcome you all to a very interesting video. As you can see, I have Nokia 6.1 here and it is the latest Nokia smartphone to receive Android 10 official update. So HMD has been on update releasing spree when it comes to Android 10 and one after another Android 7.1, 6.1 plus, 7.1 plus and now 6.1 all have received Android 10 update. So keeping to its promise of, just like fulfilling its promise of keeping its devices up to date. So HMD is just fulfilling its promises, which is really good thing. If you are a Nokia smartphone user, you can be sure that you will get the latest updates on time. Now coming to the major changes that Android 10 brings to Nokia 6.1, we will first talk about the gesture navigation part. So if you go to the settings, system, gestures, you can notice different settings here. Now system navigation is one of the settings that you will quickly notice, and you can see that there are three options provided. One is gesture navigation, which is the new gesture navigation brought by Android 10. Here you have a setting also which tells you how can you control back sensitivity. We will see how we go back on Android 10, but I'll recommend that you keep this sensitivity option as such. Don't change it. Now, there are two more options. So, two button navigation is nothing but the pie navigation. You can bring it back. If you are not happy with the new Android 10 gesture navigation, you can get back the Android pie navigation. If you still are not fan of Android pie navigation, also you can go back to the audio navigation, which is like three button classic Android 10 Android navigation. But I would recommend you to at least try the Android 10 navigation because to me it is quite it's more intuitive and I have been liking it, using it for long. So let's see how it works. So now if I have to go back, I'll just swipe from left or right and it will take me back. So you can swipe from either of the edges. Now I have to get to the multitasking screen. How I will do that? I will swipe up from the bottom but a bit. So I swipe a bit and get the multitasking UI. Now what happens that if I swipe all the way up, I'll get the app tray. This is how it works. Now from anywhere in the navigation, if I have to go back to home, I have to just swipe up again. So if I go to, let's say, one of the app, and if I have to now go back, I have to just swipe up and I'll go back to the home screen. So you are now, I think, clear how I navigate or how we can navigate. So you have to get the multitasking UI. You have to just swipe up a bit, and I get it. I get the multitasking UI. Now I swipe up all the way, and I go back to the home screen. So if I have to minimize any app, I have to just swipe up, and it gets minimized. I have to go to the home screen. I have to just swipe up, and I have to go back. I have to swipe up. I mean right or left. So just do this. Swipe from left or right, and you will be back. So where it helps is, let's say I'm browsing, I'm somewhere. So I mean I'm browsing and I have to go back to somewhere. I can do it quite fast actually using this, and it's very intuitive to me at least. So I have to just go back and I'll just do this. I don't have to go to any button and tap on that. So to me it's very intuitive, and at least you should give it a try. If you like it, you can use it now. So let's say if I have to go back, I will just swipe up and I'm back. So this is one of the major change, and it changes the basic idea of using Android. So it's a major change, very major change, because it brings a new refreshed experience. So you should try this. Now going back to another major change that I would like to show you quickly is I will go to display, and you can see this dark theme. So what is different from the Android 8.1 dark theme that you have seen is how you enable it. That is one change, and this is system wide. So when I say system wide, it means that not only the default Google apps, but also the third party apps that support it will get the dark theme once you have enabled it. So let's quickly see how it works. So you see this Google Play Store, it also has dark themes since I enabled the dark theme. Now, if I disable the dark theme from here, it should ideally, this Play Store will also get the light theme. So this is how it works, and that's why I say that this is like a most complete dark theme that Google has ever provided. Though we saw that dark theme on Android 1, but it was not complete. Now it is complete. So once you have enabled the light theme, everything will go light, even the settings, etc., even the power menu, everything will go light. Now, if I enable the dark theme, everything turns dark. Let's say Google Play Store, or if we go to settings, everything turns dark. So that is how it works. This is good. So many, like, I think it was most like much desired and most awaited kind of feature for Android. It has been there since many Android like Oreo, Pi, everybody was waiting for it, that Google will provide a system wide dark theme. Now it has come with Android 10. Now I'll talk about more changes that you will see. So one of the uh, interesting change that Android 10 brings in terms of digital well-being, so which is called focus mode. So here you see that you have all the apps listed. So if I choose the apps that I don't want to get distracted by. So let's say I am preparing for an exam, or I need to be, I need to be at peace for, let's say, 1 hour or 2 hour. I don't want to get distracted by apps. I can just select the apps that I don't want me to, disturb, and then I can turn on the focus mode. So what it does, it controls all the apps. These apps would not be able to send notification or do things that they can do in background. So I'm not distracted. So this is how the focus mode works, and I can see that. I mean, this is very interesting feature, good feature actually. So this is one of the new feature that digital well-being gets with the Android 10. There is another one, but I mean it depends, this parental controls. So it depends, if you are like a parent, you may like to use this feature. You need to install two apps, which is called family link and another one, and then you can actually set your device to be used by your kid, child or teenage. They can also use your device, and you can control basically. So basically it's a control mechanism. So there's two new features, one parental control and another one is the focus mode you get with Android 10. Now I'll come to more changes. So if I go to the volume rocker, you still get one volume control, but if you tap here now, you don't go directly to setting, you go to the overlay. So here this overlay allows you to change different settings, as you can see. And if you want to get to all the settings, you can just do see more, and it will take you to the settings. So in a way it is quite helpful that you can easily play with it. If I now go to the action center, then you can see that not much has changed, but maybe like some icons have got some kind of coating, some kind of paint. So not lots of changes here. If you go to the settings, you will now notice that there are two options, privacy and location, which are now separate. They are not in like attached to other settings. They have been taken out. Now the location, actually what happens, that location allows you to control what kind of location permission you will provide to apps. So in a way Google is providing you in a more private Android, where you control the settings in a very minute way, at a very detailed level, and you can actually control which app you allow to use settings of for location, etc. So here is for location. Similarly for privacy, if you go again, the privacy, the setting is at a very minute level, very detailed level, and it allows you much more private Android, much more private experience with Android. So that is a good thing. You can actually go and explore it on your own. So these are the major features or major changes that you will notice with Android 10. There is one more feature which is called Smart Reply. So here it's difficult to show actually, because there is no such notification which I can show you to use for smart reply. But let's say you are using WhatsApp, you get a notification, you don't go need to go to WhatsApp app, you can directly answer to that notification from the action center itself. So it saves a lot of time, and it's quite cool if you ask me. So basically, smart reply, the navigation, the dark theme, these are the major things, major features that you get with Android 10. Apart from, if you talk about the experience in performance, etc. So performance, again, I say, like on, I have seen on other devices, it's similar, because on Pi also the devices, they used to perform quite well. Here also the performance bit is quite good actually. Even if you talk about multitasking and all, everything works fine. It resumes fine. It works very well. It's well sorted out. But overall experience wise, if you talk about overall experience of the Android 10 is slightly better than Android Pie. It feels like, much better sorted out, or in a way much thorough in terms of experience. So it's obviously, when you try, you will understand. Coming to the one very interesting thing, or like one important thing that people want us to tell you about the battery life. The battery life has been similar to what it was on Pi. Not much difference between discharge rate. On 6.1, I can see the battery life going, no, I mean, not being much different from Pi. You can check and tell us. Coming to the bugs, I have not seen many bugs. That device, or like, it runs very well with Android 10. It's quite smooth. The experience has been quite good. But in terms of sound, when you use a headphone, I have also encountered some bit of noise. Sometimes, like when you are doing a call, and when you are listening to the music, you can encounter some kind of, airy sound or noise. So I think perhaps issue with some codec or something that HMD needs to resolve. And we have seen the same bug on Android 7.1 and 6.1 plus also. So okay, so that, with that, we come to end of this video. And as I can say, I'll highly recommend you to go for Android 10 upgrade on Nokia 6.1. So hope you have liked this video, and hope you have found it interesting. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more on NokiaPowerUser.com.